Hi friend, I'm Dr. Melissa Peterson, and if you're watching this video, then you're really interested in learning more about my favorite brain hacking piece of neurotechnology called Awakened Mind, powered by BrainTap. Now, I have had so many people reach out, so I want to take just a few minutes and give you enough insight so that you can really know if this is something that you want to use personally for yourself, for your family, for those that you love, and or even professionally for those of you that are my fellow health and wellpreneurs that might be already working with clients or patients out in the field. This piece of technology has been used in clinical practice for over 20 years, and the research that it's based on is over 40 years in the clinical space, because what this does that nothing else does is it brings together 5 clinically proven modalities into one piece of technology, so that in as little as 20 minutes, you can improve neuroplasticity, brain performance, nervous system modulation. Because ultimately, this is going to help you think better, feel better, perform better, sleep better, truly be better. And I'm going to explain how. So let's dive in. What are the 5 modalities? Well, they use light, sound, and frequency, and they bring together first light therapy using red and blue light therapies into the eyes and into the ears. And that's number 2, auricular therapy. So these auricular points are actually acupuncture points coming up the carotid arteries behind the ear is one of our largest blood flow areas. So it's actually putting the red light therapy in through these points to the cells, increasing what's called mitochondrial ATP production. Really short, it's increasing energy in the brain and then circulating throughout the entire body, giving back in some support. Next, it's using this beautiful sound frequency with binaural beats and isochronic tones. Now, these beats and tones actually help to modulate your brain wave frequencies. Our brain waves are like gear shifts, and they're always shifting and they're always supposed to be oscillating, but some more than others at different times of the day. For example, delta is our deep dream state frequency. Now, we have a little bit of delta during the day, but we shouldn't have a lot. But many of us are stuck in delta. It's like we're stuck in first gear and we're grinding the gears. So if you've ever had brain fog, you're just having a hard time recalling information. You just feel really drained and depleted. There's a good chance you're stuck in delta. But this helps to entrain those frequencies, just like going to the gym for our brain, of how they're supposed to shift again so that our brain is actually working the way it's supposed to, when it's supposed to, all throughout the day. Next, they're using guided audio sessions, and it's a mixture. There's over 1,000 sessions that you're able to choose from. They're guided visualizations, meditation, vagal toning, breathwork exercise. And there's motivational sessions. There's personal growth and development sessions. There's trauma release sessions. There's an entire catalog. There's peak performance and increased sports performance sessions. There's so many different options to choose from, but they're all using these algorithms that are finely entwined with what are called holographic frequencies and sound. Now, the holographic experience, what it's doing is actually working on what's called brain hemisphericity. So your right brain and your left brain are actually both being targeted. And what the research shows about this particular effect in this technology is we're actually stimulating parts of the brain that are not typically used in our everyday life. So as this all comes together, what is happening is we're improving our neurotransmitters, the brain chemistry, those signals that modulate how we feel, our mood, our emotion, our motivation. Are we excited? Are we tired? That brain chemistry of those neurotransmitters talks to our hormones, our body chemistry. So it's improving the signaling between the brain and the body. It's also proven to help modulate what's called our autonomic nervous system. Now, this is the system that governs your stress response. Are you in fight or flight? You're always in threat. Your system's always hypervigilant. There's too many inputs, too many demands, and you just can't pump the brakes the way you're supposed to anymore to go into parasympathetic, rest and digest and connect. That's the space where we actually repair, we heal, we rejuvenate, we reverse biological age. Well, this technology, in as short as one 20-minute session, is proven to help to improve that modulation, take us out of sympathetic, pump the brakes, put us into parasympathetic, on average by more than 38% in one single use. So what the research shows about all of this is really so stunning. There's over 43 clinical uses, and let me be clear to say that this headset is not treating or curing any condition, but what it is doing is really using these 5 proven modalities in one single session at a time to do what the brain is designed to do. And when our brain works better, we work better, we feel better, we function better, we live better on every single level. So here's just a few of the high notes. In one 20-minute session, we know that the stress response is lowered by over 38%. We know that one 20-minute session is like a 2-hour nap. We know that it helps to improve recovery. So for athletes, right, they go out and they work really hard, they're doing something very physical, they're really challenging their body. Well, for any of us that are under chronic stress, that's like going and doing something really, really hard. And part of the reason that we accelerate the rate and pace of aging and we move into dysfunction, breakdown, and disease so rapidly and quickly is because we are overloaded, we are overstressed, and we're not giving our bodies enough time to properly recover, to rest and repair. One 20-minute session is like 6 hours of recovery. It's pretty fascinating. Some of the other things that we know in the literature is that in a single session, that this is going to help to increase heart rate variability, lower resting heart rate, lower blood pressure. It's going to lower inflammatory markers. It's going to improve mood, focus, motivation, cognitive performance. It's going to lower states and feelings of anxiousness, worry, depression, and it's going to ultimately help to improve metabolic function. It moves us out of fat storage into fat burning. It helps to make our brain and our body more effective, more efficient. And it's doing it all by modulating those brain waves, making sure they shift when they're supposed to, helping to support that autonomic nervous system so it doesn't stay stuck in sympathetic overdrive, but it can actually go into those moments of just, recovery. The more we are recovering, the more resilient we become, the more we're out of stress, the more we're actually in a state of curiosity, of empathy, of gratitude, states of well-being. So you guys, there's so many implications for this. And let's face it, we all have a brain. It's safe and effective for every person, because we all have a brain. Okay. So that's a pretty amazing thing. You can use it personally. You can use it professionally. If you're ready to think better, sleep better, feel better, perform better, and be your best, and you want to use this technology, then here's how you do it. Our company